Good podcast.
Hey ladies and gents, this is Brianna Javon with season 2 of What's Good, and this is episode number 3. Today I have two people I actually met through the podcast industry, and you guys have been so supportive, and I'm always here to support you guys. We have Apryl and Josh. How are y'all today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking. And so, as you guys know, I don't do interviews. I do genuine conversations. So let's get into it.
Right.
If you guys have been listening to all my other episodes, I always start off with icebreakers. So I have one for you both. The first one is for you, Josh.
Okay.
Share 2 things about yourself that Apryl does not know. Ooh, her eyes gotta be it.
I'm trying to think. We talk about so much.
So good.
I was born in Pearl Harbor.
Shut
Do you
up.
know that?
I knew that, but
Okay. Okay, I was like, I'm trying to think. I was like, what happened?
we do talk about a lot.
Another interesting fact, because that's very interesting.
What's another interesting fact? Oh, sorry, I can't think of. We talk about so much. Like, what's? I really don't. Can you come back?
Okay.
Think of this for a second.
Well, let's just do an interesting fact about yourself that we didn't know, the listeners, audience.
Pearl Harbor, yeah.
Well, besides you being born in Pearl Harbor, Bow Wow was the first CD that I ever bought.
Shut up. Bounce with me, bounce with me.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a Bow Wow fan.
I did not know that one.
She said,
That is one I did not know. Okay.
well, that's good. She said, okay, we got 2 right in one, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Apryl, what is something that you appreciate about Josh?
Oh, goodness. Well, first of all, if y'all see me on all my social media, everything. I appreciate he's patient.
So good.
He's very patient with me. I can be a little much. I'm stubborn,
Okay.
hard-headed, all of the above. And he's very much patient with my moods, my Leo shit.
Okay. Because I know we be everywhere sometimes, so we need to have somebody that's gonna balance us out.
Yeah, and I said that, like, he's like the yin to my yang, like, he's very patient, like, so.
Because y'all do seem like opposites.
We are.
You know what's so crazy though? At the last Talking Greasy event, and he was dancing, I was like, oh snap! Look at Josh. Like, I was like, hey.
Coming out his shell.
I was not prepared.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, first when I get some drink in my system.
It was that, because you was pouring up. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Everybody coming out their shell. This was so good. All right, so how did you guys meet? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Doing this podcast. Doing the podcast.
Podcast game.
Yeah.
Right.
So we came to him, or you?
So interesting. The episode that we were on together on Uncle Urban was the first time we met. So I came in, so we learned this about each other later.
Okay.
I came in, of course, I thought he was kind of cute on whatever. And I didn't say nothing, I didn't think he was feeling me because Josh was quiet. He don't really.
Quiet.
I was like, some other people was feeling me, but not the one I wanted. And so we just was friends, from podcasting and stuff. And I have trust issues. And he was like, I'm gonna make you believe in friends again. I was like, whatever, no, And he was just like, no, I'm gonna be your friend. We're gonna be friends. I'm gonna blah blah blah. I was like, okay, whatever,
Nice.
He was asking me to do stuff. I was like, no, I cancel.
So you didn't make it easy for him.
I did. I still don't, but that was the first time, and then we started hanging out. Whatever, and more, and getting to know each other, and it developed.
So what made you continue to pursue, even though those roles and those cancels?
It's really just friendship. We started
Okay.
as friendship because, you know how Wale came here like a couple months ago now?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple months ago I invited her to come to that. And then she was hanging out with some friends. Then while I performed, and I called him like, hey, well, he already went up, so we're about to go. She was like, yo, me and my friends is out kicking it. I'll buy you a drink, buy your way into it. I'm like, shoot, she bought my way and a drink. I'm gonna be there.
Right.
Okay, because side note, I felt bad because I was supposed to go to Wallet because I got drunk. So I was at happy hour, I got a little too happy.
It be like that.
Yeah, I was like, shit. I was like, another date I canceled with him. Another date I messed up.
So you're like, on me.
Yeah, I was like, we going to the after spot. If you come, you can finish the story if you want. Cause I'm actually interested to see how you.
Yeah. So there's two sides.
Well, basically, just went, and then her friend, when I got there, her friends, when she was like, "Oh yeah, this is Josh. These are his friends, Tim, Shot, or whatever," and her friends was like, "Oh, you Josh?"
Oh, so they already knew about you.
I was like, "Oh, I've been talking about that." Like, yeah, we heard a lot about you tonight. So I was shocked. I'm like, "Oh, what have I been talked about for tonight?" And then individually, her friends pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey,
really?
You know our girl's feeling you." And I'm like,
"And this is for the Friends Day." Oh.
I was like, I was like, huh? What? I didn't know these things. And they was like, yeah, our girl likes you. One was like, "Hey, if you hurt her, I will hurt you." I was like,
I know that's right.
I was like,
you gotta have a protection.
I was like, okay, but I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
she liked me.
She threatened him. Yeah, she threatened him that same night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then we talked afterwards, and then here we are today.
Nice.
No, you forgot the most. Okay, so we were leaving. Boys ain't detailed. So we were leaving. This is how I made sure he knew. I was like, we're leaving, giving each other a hug, and so I kissed him and whatever. So I was like,
I know it's real.
Yeah, and I felt so then, but I was drunk, so it was a horrible kiss. And so when we went out again after that, like we kind of decided like we want to start dating. I made sure to give him a better kiss.
So cute. Look at the smile. Y'all are too cute in here.
But it's not half as friends though. We just kind of developed.
And that's why I want to ask you guys, what is the importance of building a foundation and a friendship first before getting into being in a full relationship?
I actually, well, not recently, but like one of the first conversations I had with my mom about it was I was like, yeah, people say being friends first really does help. I was like, because it's like she knows everything about me already frustrated because I told like with my last relationship, I was like, we working a lot and I do a lot. I'm busy doing the podcast, work 2 jobs, do this and that. It's like she already knows all this, so it's like it's much more aware of my shoulder of like I don't have to explain nothing. She already knows everything that goes into it.
So good.
Yeah, and I'm nosy and I ask a lot of questions anyway. So we hung out on his birthday and we pretty much went, and this when we were still friends, we were just hanging out and I asked him everything. I was like, so why you your ex didn't work out? What this? Why this? I wanted to know. And like you said, we talked about a lot of stuff up front as friends. So we knew what to expect when we made it serious. Like I said, with his jobs, he's very busy, and I was like, that was one of the issues in the past with me. I'm okay with that. Like I get it. Hustle, do your thing, babe. Like I'm not insecure about that. So having friends and knowing a lot about each other beforehand was good.
Nice. Yeah. And so with being in the same industry, did you guys keep it on the low first, or y'all was like, we'll be together. Hey world, we're here.
I would say we kept it on low, but then we really didn't try to hide it.
Yeah, right. Like we weren't trying to hide it, but we also weren't putting it out there either. But then there was an incident. Again, all these incidents is with me drinking. It was a podcast event, and I was, we were still in the dating phase, but nobody really knew. But I had got a little turned up. And I was like, somebody go get Josh. That's my boy. Go get Josh.
Oh, that's how
Yeah. And then I remember somebody texted me the next day. They was like, so do you know that you was kissing on Josh and asking him for him and stuff? I was like, oh. So cats out the bag, we're dating. They were like, okay, we just wanted to know, just in case you didn't know you was just kissing on random people. I was like, no, he's not random. It was intentional. And so it kind of came out that way.
So how do you guys balance the dating life as well as the jobs, the podcasting, and all that good stuff?
I would say conversation. Just we talk all day long.
Right.
We do.
Hey, we got this going on. I'm working this time, whatever this day. Usually, especially because weekends are my best time. So it's like we know, like, hey, we may not hang up at all during the week. But the weekend, we're going to try to figure out some kind of way to hang out.
Yeah, communication. Like, we talk, I think that was one of our biggest things we said is communication. I was like, at any point you get sick of my shit, like whatever, like any of that, like just let me know. And same with he was just like, yeah, let me know. Like, you know, I'm very open, like I'm all about communication. So we just talk about it. We know that we're both grown, we're adults. We're not gonna always have time for each other. Like say he got 5,000 jobs, you know, podcasting, and so we we try to spend time when we can though. Like when he's off, you know, I think we see each other at least once a week though, once or twice a week, and then we talk and text every day and all that stuff. So we just try to remain that way. Yeah, okay.
And so I know both of you guys mentioned, you know, past relationships and trust issues. For the both of you, was it trust already given? Like, you know, I already know Josh, I'm going to give it to you and then it would just be taken away? Or did you guys have a situation where you had to earn my trust?
I think because we were friends, I already trusted him.
Yeah.
Nice. For you too?
I think mine's a former too. Like, I trust him. Like, I was actually thinking about that on the way to his house today. Like, there's, that's how I know I trust him because honestly, with a past relationship, I'm actually still friends with my ex, sort of, kind of. He be getting on my nerves, so he be getting blocked every other day. But I told him about him and stuff, and I was saying some things, and he's like, you don't really like him. I was like, what you mean I don't really like him? I'm like, yes, I do. And he was like, no, you wouldn't do that if you really liked him. Like, you didn't do that with me. And I thought about it. I was like, because I didn't trust you. I was like, I didn't trust. And I was really thinking about that. I was like, the relationship really hit different when you trust somebody. Like, we're in a group chat together, and like, you know, like just certain things he do on his own. Like I'm not that possessive person,
right? And
I trust him to go do his thing, and I'm not worried. But like my ex was like, you wouldn't have done that with me. I'm like, I didn't trust your ass. Like I know you was no good. Like I didn't trust you, and so it's just there. Like he hasn't given me a reason to not trust him, so it's there.
I like it, and like. You comfortable? Her talking to her ex is no big deal.
Yeah, he talks to his ex. I wanted him and his ex to meet up.
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like for closure? Or
yeah, that's what she said.
That's what it. Okay.
I was like, I don't need no closure. She was like, no, I want you to go talk to her. Like,
I encouraged it. I was like, go talk to her. Be friends. Make sure she all right. Well, one, I don't want no smoke. We too old for that. Like,
True.
True. It's someone new.
Okay.
In town.
But feeling inspired.
Right.
Yeah. I'm here.
But yeah, I think we trust each other. Like we both right. He's okay with me having guy friends, talking to my ex. I'm okay with him having girlfriends. You know,
so good. He like, that's
what
it is.
Or like when we went out for Eric Bellinger, because we all with some ladies from other podcasts, and I'm like, oh, here's my phone, just in case they call while I'm in the shower and everything. And she was like,
he put my thumbprint on his phone so I could access his phone. I said, wait, I didn't want to. I said no. I was like, wait a minute. I said, have you dated a black girl before? I'm like, do you know what we do when we have this access?
Research, baby.
Right. I said, you giving me access to your phone, like on purpose. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, sure.
So how long have y'all been dating?
It hasn't even been that long.
Yeah.
Well, we've been, I would say, okay.
So I said, it was October 11th. I think that was the day. It was the Walleye thing.
Okay.
And then.
Well, of course, that first kiss.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Then Eric. I say we made it official when Eric Bellinger's album just came out like recently, like November or something.
Oh, this is really recent.
Yeah, like
November 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah, so good with it.
So right. Only because I remember we talked about it and whatever. But we know since like July, we've known it. So we've been.
Yeah.
No, so
because I went back to listen to the episode I did with y'all.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is in July. I was like,
yeah.
This was not that long ago.
Yeah. It's so crazy that we were all together.
Yeah, that's when it started.
Okay, so going back to the industry, certain people say, hey, you know, I don't want to date anybody in the industry, or I do. Did y'all have any trouble with that at the beginning?
I didn't think about none of that.
I didn't think about any of that either.
Y'all just like, whatever, we're just going to make it happen.
Yeah.
I like more work podcasting industry and all the little ins and outs of some people's relationship from her. She was like, oh yeah, this person to this person. I'm like, oh.
Didn't even know.
Nope.
That person belongs to the streets.
Yeah.
I didn't really have no hesitations about it because of the industry.
Good.
No.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about y'all's businesses. Because I know y'all got a couple of things going on, so let's talk about it. Who's first?
Oh, okay. I got you specific.
Him first.
Well, I got the Uncool Urban podcast, and then on the podcast, which I do with my homies Shot and Tim. I also got my Music Impulse segment I do on the podcast, where I interview different artists, business people, clothing line people. I've done my mom. I did my dad. I did one recent one. I did one with my best friend, who's a photographer, Bree. And really, just the podcast and stuff is really all I'm trying to focus on right now.
I feel that.
Trying to get my name out there, and I'm trying to win awards and stuff. Hopefully next year, get my name out there. So
yes,
that's pretty much it.
Okay, you April?
So some new developments. Maybe you may or may not know. I'm a free agent, I guess you would say.
Maybe pause this.
I guess you would say I'm a free agent. I'm taking a little bit of a break. This is very recent. It's all very recent. I know.
Podcaster for hire.
Yeah, it's all very recent. And I feel bad because I was you wanted to talk about Black businesses and everything, but I'm I don't got a business no more.
But you're still supporting him.
Yeah, supporting him for sure. So one of the things I am trying to do on the back end, I went to school for marketing.
Okay.
In business, and I do want to get into the social media marketing.
Nice.
I want to be able to. I felt like I was very one of my skill sets strong. My strengths were promoting, advertising, getting stuff out there as far as letting people know what's going on, listening to episodes, getting followers, getting listeners, all that good stuff. So that's one of the things I'm trying to focus on, and maybe build a business on right now. Is trying to do more.
And stuff.
Doing something more of the back end, behind the scenes. The social media, I want to support everybody else. That's what I like to do. I want to support everybody and because there's so many dope people I've met through podcasting, just creatively, other podcasters, music artists, all that I don't feel like people get to hear or know about. People because people always tell me all the time, they're like, girl, you be everywhere. You be all this events, all this. How do you know all these people? And I was I want everybody to know everybody, so I want to get more into trying to figure out how I can get more exposure for people in the podcasting industry, creatives, small businesses, all that good stuff, with my, social skills.
You are very social. I just love your personality. When first met, I was she's just so amazing.
Thank you.
So gorgeous, so open. I was man, how can we be friends? Yeah. They kind of find that we both
Leo, right.
Team Burger.
You always sneak that in everything.
Right. But that's what I'm probably focusing on right now. And then I got some other little things working on, trying to do a vendor expo with some friends.
Nice.
Trying to kind of have a thing where all the small minority-owned businesses and everybody comes out to try to support them and learn about what they're doing, and so just trying to do little things here and there. I'm keeping them a little bit quiet though. But I still got.
Y'all bounce ideas off of one another. This, hey, I should think you
We're actually gonna have a meeting. He wants to have a meeting about some of his stuff.
Yeah, because I want to work on trying to brand myself in 2020.
So this could be your first person right here.
See, she has her social media handles, and so she can promote the podcast and everything. And just the other day, she sent me a few people that she thinks I should interview, some artists and different business people.
So good. I know you wanted to do Black business. Right there.
And that's me all day. I'm sending him stuff all day. I'm look at this person, look at this account, look at this Instagram. I'm always sending him stuff, and that's how I am with everybody. We're going to later this month to a podcast meetup in Houston. But Cliche, she's looking for more, sponsors and stuff. And so I started hitting her up, sending her people, and she was like, "Thank you, girl." She's like, "You be knowing everything, everybody." Nice. I was just that's what I want to do. I want to help folks where they need help.
You sound like you got all the resources, so it won't be hard for you to get started.
It's just focusing and branding it, and putting it in the package.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Thank you.
So, what does it mean to support your partner, as far as the definition that you guys have individually?
I would say the fact that she is patient with the fact that I work a lot, and then I love that she promotes all the stuff I do, I don't even have to ask you. It was like, say, hey babe, can you like post this? Like she just does out of like the kindness of her heart. Like, or I see her like, 'cause I love how she posts everybody else. I'm like, yo, I love that. Like I ain't gotta ask you, or she'll listen to the episodes like, oh yeah, I like that. And I'm like, yo, I didn't have to ask you to listen to the episode or promote this. It's like you just did it on your own.
That is good.
Okay. I say the same thing. That was one of the biggest things I liked about him as well. Is like, I think this man listened to every episode I've ever been on, whether it was my podcast or a guest spot. He was like, oh, I'm listening to so and so. I was like, I did that like 3 months ago. He's like, I'm listening to it anyway. And so, and so I think he's listening to everything I've done and vice versa. But like, he's very supportive. Like, and because that's one of the things I struggle with is finding support. I feel like I know I do have supporters and you know all that, but I don't know. Sometimes you get in your head about stuff, and I was like, he supports, he listens, same thing. He listens. I gotta tell him. He'll tell me stuff that I said in the episode I don't remember saying, and you know I'm like, oh okay, he pays attention. He, I like that. So just supporting like, you know, just. For me, is supporting him and him supporting me as far as, you know, ideas. Like I said, I want to help him grow his brand and his business. Yeah. He was the first person I went to when I wanted to become a free agent. And he was just like, do what you want to do, babe. He was like, if that's like, he didn't give me, he wasn't, you know, like, oh no, you know, like he was just like, that's your decision. Like, I'm going to support you whether you stay or you go or whatever happens. So just having somebody have your back, like I haven't had that in a while.
That's good. And so that's a good segue for my next question. When, you know, something doesn't go our way in the business, right? I'm mad, I'm angry, I don't know what to do, I just want to hit something. How do you guys talk each other off that edge?
He probably talks to me off the ledge more than I do him.
I was like, yeah, because she hasn't seen me like upset or angry.
He's very
because it takes a lot to get me like to that point.
He's very level-headed. He's very much like so-and-so was talking about this. I was just like, gosh. He's like, what? Like, but yeah, like I'm probably more the aggressor or.
How do you talk her off of it?
It's really just listening to her and just let her vent and just like get my being like, all right, this is what you want to do. That's fine. Now what you want to do, it's fine. I think more just letting people vent and like is much more better than like, hey,
just listening.
And then he does help like for each situation, scenario, whether it's whatever I decide to do on, not even just with podcasting, but in life too. He gives me a scenario or something to say or how to handle it either way. So like if you decide to do this way, then this is what you should say or how you should say it or go about it. If you decide to do it this way, this is how you did it. So he gives me both sides. So basically, you know, like you said, he supports me whichever I decide to do, but giving me those options, like think about it this way, think about it this way, and then you know. But he does that. Just listening and helps. So you know, because sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you. You don't really want to do nothing. You be thinking about it like, I'm finna go out, and you ain't finna do all that. You just
that part.
You just want somebody to listen to you complain or vent, and then after you get it out, you're like, okay, I'm alright. I'm good now. You know.
That's good. Okay, and so. On social media, you have posted several things about depression, and I know you've actually said that you dealt with that before. How do you guys support each other during those times where it's like, I just don't know what to do, I'm not happy, like you mentioned earlier, sometimes you just get into your own thoughts, and sometimes you just feel like you just can't get out of that funk. How do you guys support each other? Look at you.
Well, that actually goes to, I told her, that's how I kind of knew I had maybe stronger feeling than just being friends. Well, we were still in the friend stage, but she had like a little incident, and because you know how she's on social media or whatever, so it was like, seeing one day she wasn't on like Facebook, and I was like, okay, you know, every now and then people like might take like a day off or whatever. So I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But then it was like 2 whole days, and I was like, it's been like 2 whole days. I ain't seen like April post nothing on like Facebook or Instagram. So I was like, let me just text and reach out to her, and she told me, she was like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling 100% and all that. And I was just like, yo, I was worried because from the social media aspect, I was like, oh, Then she told me everything. Like I stopped by her house like in between my jobs one day and dropped off like some snacks that I knew she liked or whatever.
Uninvited.
No.
It definitely was uninvited. I was like, hey, I know this is gonna surprise.
But he was worried though. That's why, and I get that. So, I deal with. Like I'm gonna always have my depression, anxiety. Like it's one of those chronic things that I'm gonna have probably for life.
Yeah.
And like I said, when we first were still friends, I kind of had an episode, and he was there, and like I said, that's how he kind of figured like, oh, I want to be there. Like, but I've been good for a while, so he hasn't really seen. I don't feel like a bad part yet, a bad episode.
A little bit.
It might be a little bit. And that's what he said. He was like, I do have some insecurities and some things, some doubts that because I tell him every day, like every other day I check in, I'm like, you still want to mess with this? Like, I'm a hot mess. Like,
I do that too, though.
I'm a hot mess. I like, you sure? Like, I was like, I know it's been good, but there are gonna be times where I'm not good. Like, are you sure you're gonna be want to stick around for that? And he's like, I'm on the train. I signed up. I'm good. He said, good or bad, I'm there. So that's also, I love that he likes that, or that he's there, because it is hard to get support. But I don't know. He says that too. He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna be because I haven't had to deal with it. But he's never had to deal with someone with a mental illness before. I say that too because I have a mental illness. But I'm communication. That's another thing. Like, we talk about it. He was like, okay, so if you have a day like this, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to come around? Do you want me to not come around? And I'll tell him like,
you're learning.
Yeah. So he asks questions. Like he asks questions about it. Like he wants to know more about it. Like when I post stuff, he's always asking like, oh, is that how you feel today, or is that how you like. He wants to learn and know, like, so that's helpful. Because I've actually had I was talking, we were both kind of talking to other people when we first started dating. And around that same time, like I said, we were still friends. I was talking to another guy, and I was just, I was in a low period. And then when I came out of it, I was talking back to the guy or whatever. And he was actually supposed to come visit me. And he was like, well, you going through all that made me change my mind. I'm hesitant about it.
Shut your mouth.
And I was like, okay. I was like, well, we don't need to talk anymore. I was like, that's the end of that. Yeah, I was like, that's the end of that. And the fact that he wanted to come around and wanted to see and then the other person was just like, right. Like, no, if you gonna have depression or if you gonna have low moments, I'm hesitant about. I'm like, okay, that tells me everything I need to know right there.
So because Apryl, from what it sounds like, you guys are still here together. It had to be something special for you, like, I'm going to stick in. What made you want to, stick in with her, be patient with her? It was like a characteristic or just her as a person?
Overall, her as a person. Well, I was thinking about the incident when she talks about how she tells me stuff. I forgot the name of that show you sent me.
It's on Amazon.
That's one of the Amazon shows, and she was talking about how check this episode out or whatever. And on the episode, the character, she has like depression and anxiety and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh, it kind of like opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, so this must be like how Apryl feels sometimes, or how it's going through. And I was like, oh wow, like okay, I know how to be patient with her or whatever. But back to your question.
It's good for you to elaborate that, because if you've never gone through that or been around anybody like that, you don't know how to handle it. Excuse me. So that was good that you showed him so he can get a visual.
Yeah.
This is what you're signing up for. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So I think that was good for you to do that, because like you mentioned, it goes back to communication. It really opened up your eyes.
Yeah, because I told her, I was like, well, I say like women in general, like say like I don't want to be messed with or don't talk to me. And I'm like, okay, so if you tell me don't talk to you, I'm gonna take that literally.
Right.
But then you might really be like, no, I really want you to call me. So I'm like, just communicate with me. Tell me like